Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to Draven's continuing adventures into the Iliac Bay. In the last video, we had completed a quest for the Temple of Mara and received a rank increase to Acolyte, so that's something positive at least. I believe we still have 21 days to wait for Morgara Ashheart and receive vital information in regards to the remaining quest line for the Emperor and getting, the situation resolved in Daggerfall. Or, not just Daggerfall, but the Iliac Bay in general. So, I think we only have perhaps a certain amount of time for us to do another quest, because it's going to still take a while, right? Let's open up the towns. Let's go to, I guess, Aldshire or Anticlair. It's going to take a day to get there. Maybe we could do something for the Fighters Guild, perhaps. Maybe the Mages Guild, since I feel like I'm neglecting them. It's not that I don't like magic. I do like magic quite a bit. I like the Mages Guild. I'm just not overly fond of the Mages Guild in Daggerfall. I loved it in Morrowind, and I love the Mages Guild in Oblivion, from what I remember of Oblivion, which is pretty vague. I remember like a few things, which I remember like this realm of crystals or whatever, but yeah, that's about it. But anyway, so there's a marketplace, and this is a very interesting banner, right? The torch. With like 2 golden squares. Maybe, I'd like to see some knights, have that be their coat of arms kind of thing, the Knights of Anticlair. I do believe, right, they're the Knights of the Flame. I know that's one of the factions that you can join. I know we decided to join the Order of the Raven because, I don't remember, I think I looked it up and it was specifically about fighting. Which I kind of miss doing quests for them. Maybe we should do something for them, but, I just want to not go too far and then we get lost. Alright, so we should perhaps rest for a while and then come back out, because there's not a whole lot we can do right now. So let's get some food, the breakfast plate, get some ale, and get a room for 13 days, since it's free. How many hours do we need? I would say 4 is good enough. I'm kind of want to check out the bookstores, right? I want to see if they have the book, which is called King Edward Part 2. Although I doubt it, but I really enjoyed that one. So, speak of King Edward, they have the other parts, but not the part we want. But you know what? We're going to buy them anyway. You have bargained me long and hard, Sir Draven Silverblood. Let us be done. I would normally charge more, but for you I only ask 773 gold. Truly, it is but a pittance. Alright, so that's what we're going to take. Unfortunately, I don't think he has the other ones, but on Oblivion, we're going to see if he does. Ebony Dye Katana. Now that's interesting. Could we afford that? We actually could. But I'm afraid we're going to pass on it. It's simply just too much. It's going to be a large portion of our gold. And, perhaps we can find an Ebony Katana. More King Edward, the Memory Stone, jokes. I guess we'll buy that part of King Edward as well. I know it's not necessary, but, you have to, Draven has to enjoy his gold, right? Not just buy equipment all the time. And I think we're tired of this red cloak as well, honestly. I think we're just going to do some shopping and see what we could get, perhaps, yellow. A nice, bright yellow. That would fit Draven rather well. I also think Draven's fond of purple. But I don't see a dedicated purple cloak. Actually, no, wait, am I losing my mind? Yeah, dedicated purple right there. But does it have a hood? I think it does, right? Let's buy it. Alright, let's see what else they have. A red shirt, silver cloak. No, that's too drab for Draven. It's too dark. I guess that's good for now. Let's equip this. Right? Let's actually take this off just slightly. There we go. And let's put the hood on. There we go. Love it. It's nice. It's a deep, rich color. Perhaps it doesn't entirely match, but you know, we're rolling with it. Right? And then maybe we could equip the plain robes back on. Yeah, just for now. Alright, so let's see what sort of guilds we have in town. The Knights of the Flame. Okay, so I was correct. So that's probably why the castle has that banner. Let's check the Fighters Guild. No, she doesn't know. Maybe we could just find it anyway. Typically, the Fighters Guild is just a square like this. So, honestly, we're probably just wasting time. I really have to check out this castle, though. It's been somewhat of a tradition to check out the castles in Daggerfall. So, she's a lovely lady. She looks like a wood elf. Is she a wood elf? Because I see, like, her ears. Maybe it's just the pixelation. They're kind of pointed. Now, should we talk to her? Let's make a save, right? Wef. Let's just call it Wef, just in case she gives us, like, a quest. She is a Bosmer. That's definitely pointed ears. That's interesting, because we don't really see a lot of wood elves available in Daggerfall. Alright, but she doesn't have much to say. I'm kind of curious if she knows anything about work. Bedval Hawksley asked me to look for people like you. Go find them at the Dirty Woodchuck. Alright. I don't know what a peasant would be doing talking to a Bosmer queen. You know, this is one of the things I love about High Rock, right? Compared to the rest of the world of Tamriel. It's almost more diverse than the Imperial City. Or, not the Imperial City, but Cyrodiil and the other provinces. Like, for example, I don't really think you'd have a good chance of finding a Bosmer queen, right? In Skyrim, or even the politics that would go into that of having a Bosmer queen, because I'm sure it's not just that simple. And obviously she's probably ingrained in Breton culture along with her own culture. And you know, I think we've perhaps seen a few Redguard queens and, you know, Dark Elf. We've definitely seen a Dark Elven princess. There's just a lot going on, right? A lot of politics, a lot of people that are being accepted into Breton nobility, a lot of games going on. Definitely that sort of thing. I would love to see High Rock return in Elder Scrolls 6, along with Hammerfell. So, a nice portrait. I'm liking the interior of this castle. But, it's not as special as some of the other ones we have seen. There's I'm assuming this is Mara. Perhaps she's making a prayer. What are you? The Old King? What do they call the Old Kings that, you know, no longer... Or maybe you are just the king himself. Lord Oberon Flight. You're married to the Bosmer? Perhaps it was something she could gain politically because... And I hate to be, you know, I hate to be judgmental, but look at him. He's very old. It's typically marriage out of convenience or alliance. I mean, she probably runs the place, right? I don't even know if this guy's all there. And I'd hate to sound so judgmental, but we're just gonna roll with what I'm saying. Alright, so we're gonna leave the Lord to his wine and his cat, which is the Khajiit. Some nobles here. But yeah, and, you know, I want to see Hammerfell be strange. Because I don't like what they're doing to Hammerfell. They're just copy-paste Middle Eastern Moors. when they should be a mix of, you know, all sorts of things, whether it's, you know, a mix of Asian, sword and sorcery, Conan-ish sort of wild stuff, knightly orders. I know ESO wants to call them gallants, but, you know, we have multiple lore books and other things. They're calling them knights, just straight knights. So obviously they have some, you know, chivalric, you know, European influence along with like Turkish and, well, they're European, but they, you know, they just have a lot of weird influences. You know, and they could come off as strange and somewhat sword and sorcery-ish, and I just hope it's not something they murder. You know, just I don't think the Middle Eastern thing would make sense for the Red Guards in the mountain regions. You know what I mean? They should resemble more knightly orders, a bit more strange, and then in the desert they could be Middle Eastern, and maybe in the further deserts add some sword and sorcery flair. You know, make it more unique. But anyway, let's go to the Fighters Guild and attain a quest, because I somewhat went rambling, and it's just one of those things that I like to talk about. And in terms of where is the Elder Scrolls series going, which it's doing fine, but I definitely think it could definitely be better. Unfortunately, this is one of those situations in Daggerfall, right, where there's a lot of downtime between quests. So I'm hoping we could get something interesting. So what we're gonna do is perhaps collect a dungeon quest, maybe see if we could get some new equipment, or just anything at all, anything of that like. House watching, guarding a living body, courier work, debt beyond measure, the young dungeoneer. Okay, these are new. Repaying the Dark Brotherhood. That's kind of interesting. Find the mage, the fires of oblivion. Did we do the fires of oblivion? Eight-legged freaks probably sounds like a spider problem. So we have quite a lot going on here. Payment on delivery. The young dungeoneer. Repaying the Dark Brotherhood. Okay, so this one, it's for killing a person, but let me give you the background first. The old lady who's paying us is a widow with only one son. Well, had one son. The Dark Brotherhood got him. And now that she's destitute, she's using her savings for vengeance. That motivate you? Would Draven do that? I definitely think perhaps he would. Right? Draven's a bit black and white. He's all about making the Iliac Bay a better place. But he also sees this as sort of, yeah, it's vengeance. But we're talking about a medieval people here. He's not a superhero, right? The Dark Brotherhood, he's not an idiot. He knows that they're scum and scoundrels. He definitely thinks they have something coming to him. So I think he would definitely take that quest. Okay, well, watch your back. The Dark Brotherhood ain't known for selling flowers or doing chores. You're gonna find the perp in Garston Manor. Ask around until you find the Woodcroft residence and get it done. When you're finished, come back to Anticlair and find Elazine Gerhardt at the Feather and Stag. That's where she's living till her savings run out. Go pick up your 913 gold pieces from her before 15 days. That's the limit of this contract. Stay safe. So is she going to be homeless after she pays us? If that's the case, honestly, I'd rather just let her keep her gold and we'll do it for free. She's living in an inn and she, you know, she might be out on the streets. And honestly, it's not a time to be out on the streets. Alright, so let's find the Garston Manor. Let's see where it is. Garston Grange. Hopefully it takes us some time to get there. Just a day, but, you know, the more the merrier. Your mercantile skill has improved. Now, granted, it's not a dungeon quest, like I was hoping, but it was too interesting to ignore, right? This quest might be easy. Hopefully they didn't get to her, the Dark Brotherhood, which, you know, this may turn around into being something else. So we have to ask, for the Woodcroft residence. Let's get some warmth first with some food, some Highland rabbit stew, and some drinks, some red wine. I think this is a small, yeah, it's just a collection of homes in the tavern. Alright, so let's ask around. The Woodcroft residence. Just keep going north. Alright, so now that we have the location... Perfect. It should be this one, right? No, this one. Alright, so we're gonna save again, and I keep forgetting what the quick save button is. Yes, I still miss Redford. He was an honorable squire. So we're gonna see... Attribute check passed, agility. Paranoia and precaution go hand in hand with the Brotherhood. There's a trap guarding the entrance to this house, but you artfully dodge it. It's a good thing, too. Those spiked barbs would have done real damage to your neck. I guess perhaps an exposed area full plate? Okay, she's draining, The widow has been avenged. That was quick. I expected a bit more. A mithril longbow. We could sell that, and we're gonna take the gold. Really? That was it? Let's heal our stamina. That's... Alright, I guess. No, that can't be it, because we have to go to the Feather and Stag. We will leave you be. Which was where? The Feather and Stag and Anticlair. So let's recall back. I only imagine those spiked barbs could have gotten through an exposed area of plate armor, perhaps. Because just trying to imagine barbs getting through plate armor at all is ridiculous. Like, I don't even think that needs an agility check. It's just kind of one of those things to think about. So we have to go to the Feather and Stag, which is definitely a tavern. Especially plate armor of this caliber, right? In Tamriel, where it's definitely stronger than steel plate. Like, you have to think about how strong steel plate was in real life. All the weapons and stuff. And then think about the materials in Tamriel, which, you know, they're definitely stronger. Let's ask about taverns. The Feather and Stag. The Feather and Barbarian. I like that name. Northwest. Give us the map. Beautiful. It's on the map. Okay, so it's near the gate of the town, which is to the west. And I get the feeling that this might be a little bit more complicated than anticipated. I may be wrong, though, and this may be just a uneventful sort of quest and a uneventful sort of video. Okay, and if that's what it is, what we're gonna do is travel a bit further away and then teleport back. Now, who do we talk to? She has to stand out, right? Hopefully she's not naked. Because that happens a lot in Daggerfall taverns. For some reason, Redguard women seem to like little corners in taverns. That's another topic for another day. That couldn't be her, could it? With her head smashed through the roof. You introduce yourself to Eliza Gerhardt and detail how you disposed of her son's assassin. Relief washes over her. Oh, thank you, Dark Elf. To think I'll be able to pass on without burdens to carry. The Fighters Guild are champions of us common folk here. Let me get that gold for you. She begins rummaging for 913 gold pieces, knowing that she's destitute and likely on her last few coins. You could tell her to keep the money instead. Will you accept the payment? I love this option. I love this option. Because usually in Daggerfall, it's just like, I'll take the gold and you have nothing to say, or at least just don't pick it up in her inventory, which is legal, and, you know, you got paid. But I love that it's, you know, it's a yes or no kind of thing. No, we're definitely not going to accept payment. Will you accept payment? No. You tell Elizin Gerhardt that the money won't be necessary. She blinks in confusion, and then tries to hide her tears of gratitude. Without further explanation, she merely smiles at you and puts the coins back in her purse, saying, I still have some connections to the merchants here in Anticlair. They'll be hearing about you and your kindness. Eliza Gerhardt is overjoyed that justice has been done. Yeah, that's an ending that Draven would be proud of. You know, he just could not bring himself to charge her. That assassin had it coming. It's one of the reasons Draven adventures, right? He definitely just wants to make the Iliac Bay a better place for the common folk. It's more of his home now than Morrowind ever was. He's definitely imperialized. He's definitely becoming Bretonized in the process of this adventure. You know, he's already part of a Breton knightly order, which is the Order of the Raven. Okay, so let's get some rest. See how many days we have left. Jumping has improved. That's great. I don't think we could do anything in time for the Order of the Raven. Perhaps. Let's see what we could do. I guess we could do something for the Order of the Raven. We may not read a video, I mean, not a video, a book this video, because I simply just want to get everything sort of out of the way. I think it's in Dwinion, right? Order of the Raven. I somewhat don't remember their location. I think it may be in Dwinion. So let's travel to Burghead, right? Some major town may have the Order of the Raven, and it's going to take 6 days to get there. I don't remember the story of the Order of the Raven. I remember it was something along the lines of they freed some sort of tyrannical group or something. We have 13 days. All right, so we may or may not be able to do a quest for the knightly order. It's just that I want to progress a little bit with them. So they're north, and if it gets to be a bit too much, we're just going to return to Anticlair, because the Daggerfall time limits, they've really stressed me out, and that's something I won't lie about. I enjoy them, but they stress me out. Did we passed it? No, that's the Mages Guild. That's not the Knightly Order. It's shaped like a Knightly Order, right? Yeah, it's the Mages Guild. Alright, so where is the Knightly Order? That's a temple. Perhaps there is no Knightly Order in Burghead. I don't think there is. And there's no citizens to tell me otherwise. Guilds. Oh, okay, there is. The Order of the Raven. He marked it on the map. He's a gentle fellow. Okay, for some reason it's not marked as a guild. That's very strange. That must be a bug. You're somewhat wet. Oh, that's great. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Alright, so this is the Order of the Raven. Let's see what sort of quest we could do. More trouble with orcs, shambling bones, call of the dead, a knight's tale. I like the sound of that. Plague Knight. Plague Knight. Honeyed words. What's a Plague Knight? A pest infestation has taken hold of a palace in Dwinion, and the Baron has delegated to us the task of finding someone clever enough to end it. This will not require combat, Keeper. We wish to send you on a manhunt of the civilized kind. I don't like the way this sounds. What's going on? I guess we will accept it, but perhaps if it's too morally corruptible, just for the sake of a noble, I don't think we're going to do it. This will be a simple task, good knight, at least in theory. You must merely find an expert in bat extermination. Do not bother trying to slay them yourself. The Baron has sent enough warriors to prove that the problem is serious. Ask around among the people to find someone qualified enough and inform him or her that there will be payment. Surely you can have this problem solved and your report in this hall within 23 days. That sounds like a very strange sort of quest. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it. Let's investigate a little bit. So we have to go to White Wold. And I don't think anybody, in Berghead will know about it, right? The cold is seeping into our bones. Yeah, Draven just can't handle it, like, at all. Things. What are things we could ask about? Perhaps nothing at all. Alright, so let's go to Whitewold and see what we can conjure up in terms of figuring out this quest. 3 days. We may not have time to finish this quest, but honestly, that's kind of what I was hoping for. In the way that, perhaps that... well, I'm glad that, you know, the snow is clearing up finally. In the way that, you know, we will have quicker time to access the main quest. Anyways, let's talk to somebody, or go to the palace and see what we can, figure out. Tell me about, the palace. She doesn't know anything. Any news? Okay, she's talking about a new lord. I guess we're gonna have to go to the palace and investigate. Because it can't be just talking to civilians, alright? Your nose and ears have no difficulty picking up on the presence of bats in this place. Yeah, they definitely have a problem. Okay, I'm very curious about the layout of this castle. It's very strange. There's a bat. We're gonna handle it. We're definitely not gonna eat it, no. Wow, there's quite a bit here. I can see why they are desperate to have this, situation resolved. Okay, let's talk to this nobleman here. If you could, sir, I'm in need of assistance from someone I know isn't a complete buffoon. I sent another mercenary out to deliver a small package to a temple. Nothing of great value, but damned if it wasn't stolen. Well, at least this idiotic hired hand paid attention to where the bandits went. Do you think you could help me get my parcel back? We're taking on a bit too many jobs. If we have time, I guess. If not, we're just gonna have to abandon this quest. Thank you in advance, sir. Now, the complications. The bandits sold the talisman to a temple, the Order of Archay in Charfoot. It apparently has some sort of religious significance to them. In order to avoid embarrassment, I need you to steal the talisman out of the temple and get it to Evelora Buckingsley. You'll find her at the Dancing Bird in Wetton Hamlet. The talisman must be in the moronic Evelora Buckingsley's hands within 46 days, and you must be back here from Westtown Hamlet in 46 days. After that, understand? Not a lot of time. I'm counting on you, sir. Good luck and farewell. Okay, we're not stealing for him. Especially from the temple. That's... He didn't clarify that. That's something he's gonna have to do himself. So, unfortunately, we're gonna have to take a reputation hit with the nobles, but that's his affair. I just want to ask someone about, this issue. With the bats. But what specific question do I ask? That's the question here. I could ask about people. Maybe that's the person. So, 'cause she seems rather specific. Masterheart? No, she's from the palace, though. Maybe we have to talk to someone from the palace. This seems like a very official room, right? Yeah. I'm not sure what we can do right now. This is one of those quests that I don't like, because I feel like it really throws us off. It really throws everything off. And it's just very perplexing as to why it was designed this way. I feel like it's overall bad design. Who do I ask? Like, out of everybody, who do I ask? And what do I ask? Let's get a salmon steak. Like, we could see that... Like, maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm a fool. But who do we ask that, that's a suitable, you know, exterminator? We don't even have that sort of information. I can't ask about things either, locations. I don't know what locations would do for us. Oh, well, okay. Who would have thought if you gotta kill bats, you head on over to Horton Dairy, night. Ask for a Belladira Ashham there. We're gonna copy that to the notebook, right? So where's Horton and Dairy? That's a location? Is that a, the Horton Dairy? No, it's not a tavern. It might be just a, regional location. Right? I think it might be a regional location. Let's check. Because Horton and Dairy? It's gonna take us 3 days to get there. We may be able to squeeze this quest through. We may be able to get it done. Very oddly designed. We have 9 days left. Okay, things are getting a little close. I love the sort of purple sky here. And it's very, a deep, like, sort of pink purple on the bottom. So, let's check our quest log. And, let's see what we have discovered. Horton and Dairy. Right? And the person we're asking is her. Southeast. Can you please give us the Hearthstone residence? Okay. Alright, so hopefully it's not too late and we could make it to that apartment, or, well, not apartment, but home. There's no apartments here. At least not in this village. There might be a few in Daggerfall. And we don't have to wait a night and, you know, waste more time. But it's just something I wanted to get done. You're welcome. Alright, so let's see where this person is. Let's see if they have anything to say to us. You're definitely not the individual we're looking for. Because your name is Yomefield. Where could she be? Unless this is not the Hearthstone. Oh, well, here it is. Oh, what? Oh. What? Oh, bother. You're lucky the Baron pays well. I'd rather cover your face in hemlock if they weren't worth my time. Very well, lead the way. Well, that's something. Very strange quest, I have to say. It was all very strange. So now we have to go back to Whitewold. And I'm assuming everything's done. I'm not sure how I feel about this quest, but, it sort of is what it is. Let's travel there recklessly, because 3 days is kind of cutting it. We need to head back to, Rayford rather quickly. I don't want to... All of a sudden, the flaming letters appear in the ground in front of you. The Dark Brotherhood is not amused, Fighters Guild. The letter soon fades out, though you realize you're not alone. Okay. This is interesting, right? Unfortunately, they have chosen the wrong knight to try to assassinate. There we go. Let's handle them martially with this warhammer. Unfortunately, they're kind of strong. I might cast cure poison, because these Dark Brotherhood types always have some sort of poison that kills Draven in the end. All right, so let's They didn't have anything. They were just peasants. Well, not peasants, but, you know, assassins. But very, very foolish. They've given up, their right to live being part of the Dark Brotherhood. So I guess we could rest for the day. Let's get some food. Let's get the salmon steak. Let's get some tea for once. Before Draven turns into an alcoholic. Let's rent a room, 16 days, that's good enough. And we will rest until the morning. Perfect. Let's see how many days left we have. And 7 days, perfect. All right, so we're hitting that time frame where it's time to wrap things up here in Dwinion. Oh man, this is just one of my favorite themes in Daggerfall. It's very immersive. Okay. Oh, well, it's locked. We may have to wait just a bit more time at the tavern, I guess. But that's fine. Let's rest for 10 hours. And I think that should do it. Perhaps. Well, let's wait 4 hours in the tavern. Is it really? Hold on, did we oversleep? It couldn't be, right? Oh, we might have overslept. Yeah, okay. Oh, we did oversleep. That's not good. All right. All right, that's not good at all. All right, so let's make this quick. We have to do it rather quickly. Let's get 6 hours. I'm getting somewhat nervous here about the time frame. I don't want to abandon the quest after we just completed it, but my silence somewhat says it all, because I don't know if it's one of those things, right, in Daggerfall where it's just, hey, you left, you weren't there, good luck next time. I don't like those sort of things. I mean, I do and I don't. Bella Devira Asham's reputation is well earned. Recognizing the problem in short order, she sets about cutting small holes around the palace and placing poisonous herbs within them. As she makes a full sweep of the building, you notice one fledgling rodent chew on the toxic plants and almost immediately cease breathing. A potent mix, to be sure. When the project is finished, a dapper servant approaches and praises Bella Devira Asham's work. "Oh, what a blessing to have found you. It's been utterly insufferable in here with these beasts terrorizing us. We have set apart these 1,430 gold pieces for you, which we hope will be compensation sufficient to the task." Bella Devira Asham currently accepts the reward, well, curtly, and departs without so much as a goodbye. Rodane Copperton will want your report. Okay. So we have to get to Whitewold fast. Maybe we have cast a recall. And then we are leaving immediately to the palace in Rayford. Really? Why are the knights always sleeping so late? Let's get 2 hours. Let's see if that's enough. How was the expedition, Keeper? Feel pride in having served your fellow citizens? That is the great ideal of the Order of the Raven. Alright, we have to get out of here. ASAP. Go to Anticlair. I believe the palace was in Rayford. Yes. And, you know, just reside there for a little bit. Rayford. Wait. Am I missing something? Where is Rayford and Anticlair? Did I mistype it? Okay, we have a problem here. Rayford's not showing up. Stocklek, Bergwald, Charlton Wood, Chester Market, Aldshire. Anticlair. It's definitely not in Dwinion. Cromwalk. Let's see here. Yeah, it's Rayford. Alright, so let's see how long this video is hitting. Okay, it's been 40 minutes so far. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to figure out why Rayford's not appearing on the map. I know this video was a bit uneventful. It's just one of those things in Daggerfall where you just kind of have to wait around a little bit. So I was trying to do things productively in this video and try to get a few things outside of the main quest done. I wanted to read King Edward Part 2, but I couldn't find the book, and I'm kind of hellbent on reading Part 2. I really enjoyed the first one. So, in the next video, we will definitely discover Rayford again. For some reason, it's not popping up. Perhaps it's an Anticlair, the capital, and we're just being a fool and having some sort of unreasonable attack where we're just, like, not sure where we're going. But, yeah, I will be back with more Draven's continuing adventures into the Iliac Bay, and we will discover what Morgara Ashheart has to say about our objectives in the Iliac Bay.